Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be a video response to Andy Vinyl's Den, his 777 subscribers contest. I saw someone had done a response to it, and I kind of traced it back, and yeah, I thought it was a great contest idea, and also want to kind of pay my respects to Andy, so definitely want to take the time and jump on board and do a response. For those of you that don't know Andy, definitely make sure you go check his channel out. A great guy to be subscribed to if you're going to be here in the VC. I'll try to remember to go back in and put a link down below so you can go check his channel out. But, really, really good guy, and definitely someone you ought to know. And actually, just take a quick minute to do this since I'm thinking about it right now, mentioning how, about how great a guy Andy is. I also want to take a quick second just to send out a thanks to a VC member here. One of the big, more stable elements of the VC, actually. Just wanted to send out a quick thank you because he sent over an email last night just kind of checking in with me. I haven't been as active in the VC and stuff like that, and we hadn't had a chance to really kind of talk as much, and he was just kind of checking in to see how I was doing, see if things were okay and all that good stuff. And I don't know, it just really meant a lot to me that he did that he was thinking about me and had me in the back of his mind, and I just wanted to just send out a really quick thank you to him for that, because it really was kind of cool, and actually really over the last couple of weeks, I've had a couple of different VC members that have sent me text messages kind of checking in, another VC member that sent me a Christmas card, all kind of stuff. It's just like, and again, I don't, that's between me and the people that I feel like that, but they all know who they are. Just great guys that I've known forever, and just wanted to, again, all that stuff just really means a lot, and I just wanted to kind of take a quick second here to say thank you to all those guys. So why I love the VC so much. Just hope I get an opportunity to start being more active, so I can really kind of connect back with a lot of people that I used to communicate with so much. Just how life gets, but I definitely look forward to kind of getting back there. But I just wanted to jump in and do this quick video response, and it was kind of neat because what Andy wanted us to do was to put together a mixtape where we're going to put 10 songs on that mixtape that define a genre. So if we're going to try to help someone understand what this genre was about, we would hand them this mixtape and say, if you listen to this and take in these 10 songs, 10 or so songs, you will understand what this genre is about. Excuse me. So obviously, especially those of you that know me know that my taste in music is kind of all over the place. There's virtually nothing I don't like. But my first instinct was to do thrash, but then I thought, yeah, a lot of people are going to probably do that one because it's so awesome. So let me kind of pick something else. And then I thought, I'm going to pick one of the two genres that the lack of distinction actually bothers me the most. So this give me my opportunity to kind of clarify that distinction. So there's two that really fall in that category. The one that I didn't pick was hard rock. I have a very, very strong distinction between hard rock and metal. And so that was one that I thought about doing. But and just kind of a really quick example of that is stuff like you go into a record store and you go to the metal section, and you'll see in the metal section Van Halen, you'll see Kiss, you'll see AC/DC, and of course my first instinct every time is those are not metal bands. It's like, it drives me crazy. Van Halen, Kiss, that's rock, and quite frankly, in my perspective, it's what I label as party rock. AC/DC, that is pure, straight up, in your face, punch in the gut, straight down the line, pure hard rock. Like, it doesn't get any purer than that. So it's almost like insulting for me in some way when people kind of take that away from them and just, no, we'll just put them in metal, or we'll just put them in. No, it's like that's like the staple of what hard rock is. Don't take that away from them. So that's why I get a little touchy about that sometimes. But that's the one I didn't pick. I might actually come back and do a video about that one as a second intro. But the one I did decide to pick, because this is one that bugs me just as much, is the distinction between hip hop and rap music. which is a very, very strong distinction. It seems these days that anything that has a beat and a rhyme put to it, it's all put into the hip hop category. And all that stuff is not hip hop, not in my opinion. So, matter of fact, if you really want to get into it with me, there's kind of very four distinct paths when it comes to hip hop and rap music. There's the original hip hop that was right there with old school rap, which somewhere around the late 80s to early 90s went into this kind of fork of what we can refer to as gangster rap. Again, I hate that term, but it's easy to clarify what you mean when you say that, where it kind of forked into gangster rap and then more back to Africa knowledge based type of stuff, which was taking place, like I said, late 80s, early 90s. It did that. And then going into today, it's just kind of everything's a little bit of everything, kind of all jumbled together and mixed in, blah, blah, blah. So most of the stuff late 90s, early late 90s on, actually late 80s on, I do not put in a hip-hop category. And quite frankly, it really bothers me when a lot of modern artists call themselves hip-hop artists. Some are still trying to bring those elements in, don't get me wrong, but overall, they're doing rap music today. They're not doing hip-hop. So that's why I decided to choose that genre as a distinction. Is here's the mixtape for true hip-hop music. Now, you also mentioned that you want us to kind of talk about why we picked each song and how it fits in that category. And I think it might be easier, since I can't actually play these, is really just to talk about the difference between hip-hop and rap music, and kind of take just two or 3 minutes here. And I think one really good way to describe that is, I was watching this really great documentary about rap music and hip-hop music. I can't remember the name of it, but Ice-T was hosting it, talking about the evolution, and he was interviewing, all the top artists from back in the day and today. And it was really interesting, actually. But there was one part that just really kind of made my jaw drop, if you will. And it's when he went around to a bunch of artists and started asking, well, with the way that rap music and hip-hop music is today, and it's so big, and, multi-million-dollar sellers and these huge artists, and, as big as it is, blah, 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 how come rap and hip-hop is not getting the respect of, jazz or some rock music or, blues? I think is one of the things that he mentioned. And to me, it was just kind of like, that's the dumbest question in the world. I mean, it's, and again, I guess the answer to this question is, for me, what distinguishes a lot of rap and hip-hop. And it's that the reason why hip-hop or rap music maybe is not getting the same type of recognition, it may be big and selling a lot, but why is it not getting the same type of recognition of, the blues or jazz or, rock like David Bowie and stuff like that, was because there's a huge cloud that floats over it. Okay, so even inside of a lot of the, good positive things that are happening inside of that, there's this huge cloud that still murks rap music around, money, around how many hoes I fuck and don't really care about them, about how many people I can shoot up, bang bang, and just kind of all of that stuff that quite frankly a good majority of society despises. Even people that may like the music will say, yes, I don't think I'm okay with, or there's a piece of me that despises people rolling up and shooting people down in the middle of the street. So it's kind of like it put that cloud over itself, and then to wonder how come it's not getting the same respect of blues and stuff like that. Well, it's pretty clear why. That's why. And I think even one of the people in the documentary made that comment to Ice-T about saying, well, if B.B. King was having, East Coast, West Coast beef with other blues artists, and we're talking about killing each other and blah, 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 well, blues and B.B. King wouldn't be where it got to either. So it kind of is that simple. And so for me, that's what distinguishes hip-hop and rap music. Hip-hop really was a time where the beats and rhymes being laid over music and everything else didn't have that cloud, or didn't contain that perception of negativity all around it. Okay, and again, it's not saying that all rap music that made today has a negative message in it, but again, it's this overwhelming cloud that you just cannot get from under, because there's a good chunk that has defined it that way, and that really accepts that image of it. So that's what that old school hip hop means to me, is the time before that cloud came over. And really some of the most defining features of that is most of the music in that old school hip hop time frame, even the ones that were talking about challenging messages, had positive vibes to it. There was vibes of, even if the words aren't saying it, there was vibes of celebration. There were vibes of togetherness. There was vibes of, I'm focusing more on trying to get you to get up and dance and celebrate with me, as opposed to me trying to posture and let you know what I am and how you should perceive me. You know, how much of a badass I am, how much of a this and this and this I am. That wasn't the forefront of what hip hop did. Hip hop was celebratory. That's what hip hop tried to do. And that truly is the difference that I sense inside of it. So these are the 10 albums or the 10 songs or so that I would put on a mixtape to say, if you really take these in and understand this and get the vibe of what's going on with these, you understand hip hop, not rap music. You understand hip hop. Okay? So let me kind of dive right into it. Number one on that list, and I've said this forever, this is probably the number one most defining song of what hip hop is. And it is The Show by Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh Crew. I think that is the most definitive hip hop song that has ever been laid down. Between just, gosh, the beat, with, Slick and Dougie Fresh and just the way they rhyme, the funny kind of silly element that they put to it. It's one of the best WAP songs that you will ever find. If you don't know what the WAP is, it's a dance. Look it up here on YouTube. Listen to the song and you'll see how those go hand in hand. Which really is kind of one of the things that I've always jokingly defined about hip hop, is that a song is really playing in the hip hop field, or it is hip hop, if you can effectively WAP to it. And that's usually a good indicator. But yeah, it is to me the ultimate hip hop song. Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh Crew, The Show. So if you listen to that and get that song, you actually don't even need the other 9 I'm going to show. That song tells all. Second one I would pick off of here too is A Fly Girl by the Boogie Boys. That's another one that to me really defines what hip hop is. But definitely Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh Crew. That's number one without question. Now moving right along, gonna go with a Tribe Called Quest. This is another band where you can pick quite a few songs that really do kind of define the hip hop vibe. Check the rhyme, y'all. Benita Applebaum, Award Tour. Just so many. But the one I'm going to go with is Can I Kick It? That would be the one I'm going to put on the mixtape. Again, it's just the vibe. It's that positive, upbeat. And Tribe did a really good job because they were carrying that feel, and that element from the late 80s into the early 90s, and they really kind of kept that element of hip hop going, and just their delivery, and they were just fantastic band or group, I guess you refer to them more. Black Sheep. This was another group that kind of kept that hip hop vibe going, and this is one of the bands too that were kind of taking that departure or that split with the gangster rap, and I kind of mentioned the knowledge, so forth. Black Sheep was kind of going down that road, and the song on here, The Choice Is Yours, I think was a very good element of keeping hip hop alive while really kind of embracing what rap was bringing to the table at the time, and that's a very, very great song that kind of depicts that. So again, check that one out if you don't know about it. Audio 2, one of my favorites from back in high school. Gosh, I played this tape out to no end. But again, there's a ton of songs you can pick off of this one. I'm going to go with the song I Don't Care as the one that I would put on the mixtape. But again, Audio 2 was still in that, you know, this is about having fun. You know, this is about putting together very serious lyrics. I mean, not so serious lyrics. This is about, you know, just bringing out the silly side and just, again, throwing the celebration, and it's just kind of fun to be alive type of vibe is what came off of this entire album. But the song I Don't Care is definitely the one I would put on the list. But you also have to check out What More Can I Say, When the Two Is on the Mic, I Like Cherries, Make It Funky, Hickeys Around My Neck. I mean, just an awesome album. I'm going to spin that as soon as this video is over. Two more songs that will go on the tape coming off of this album: Afrika Bambaataa, and this is and Soul Sonic Force. And the two songs are number one, Planet Rock, which was the first song I ever heard that even told me what hip-hop was and what this rap thing was going to be. That was the first song ever. And then the song Frantic Situation. And in both of those songs kind of embrace those same elements. There's songs that just come from a very positive place. And it's all about, let's get on the dance floor, let's celebrate, you know, let's vibe in very, very positive areas. And that's what Bambaataa brought to the table, and did it so well. Oh my gosh. Both of those songs are must-haves. Next here, I'm going with Dane with Fame. And this actually kind of coincides with the show with Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. Because, you know, Dane, Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, those guys were kind of... but this is the solo album with Dane. And I would say the song Dane with Fame, kind of the same thing. It's one of those ones that's really taking what was happening with rap and keeping it inside of that fun, positive element of hip-hop. So that would be one I would put on there as well. Another very defining one, and I know my boy Billy Crayoni will love this one, Nucleus, and the song is Jam On It. And yeah, again, this is really where hip hop was just coming to the forefront, where it was just kind of the playfulness with the rhymes over just the incredible funky beats with synth work and all that type of stuff. It's just everything about it was positive. It just made you want to dance. So, matter of fact, sometimes I always say that some very, very, very good hip hop is really kind of a funky disco is what it really boils down to, because it's just about getting you on the floor and making you dance. Here's one that's kind of a good crossover, one of the last two here, and this is a Heavy D, Living Large, and it's the song Mr. Big Stuff. Now, I say it's somewhat of a crossover because Mr. Big Stuff was actually a song that I would also include in the context of the purest, you know, most simplistic form of rap music. Simple beat, simple, what do you call those things with the beaty shake type of sound or whatever. It's just very, very simple beat machine. Here's a mic, rap on top of it. Plain and simple. So it is in that regard, but at the same time, it's kind of so pure that it really does continue to hold what I refer to as the hip hop feel. And so this was some of the really great stuff when early old school rap and hip hop were kind of all being meshed together and just making some of the best stuff ever. I mean, that will never be touched again. And last but not least, this is a more recent one. Recent being like 1993, 1994, something like that. Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear. And one of the things that's so impressive to me about this song is this is almost the epitome in my mind of, if you take the purest elements of hip-hop and the purest elements of rap and can put it into one song and effectively do it, Craig Mack did it with Flavor in Your Ear. I mean, he was able to bring in just all those elements. I mean, the celebration side, the posturing side. He was able to talk about himself without talking about himself. He was able to, convey strong messages about himself without really feeling like he's talking about himself. And of course, I mean, the simplicity of the beat. It's just the perfect combination of hip hop and rap that came within that song. I mean, he just tore it up on this one. So that's one I would definitely put in there as well. So, that was a lot of talk for 10 songs. But so there you go, man. That's my my old school hip hop mixtape that I would pass off to someone. As always, guys, let me know what you think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, VC.